Is it worth buying an electric car in 2021? In the year 2020, Norway was the first country where new electric cars outsold traditional engine cars, taking 54.3% of the market share. In the same year, the UK announced they are banning all brand new non-hybrid engine cars from 2030. So, is it time for Americans to follow Europe and pay notice to the future of driving? Let's take a look at various factors that will influence your decision and see if now is the time for you to plug in and charge. Ground-up electric vehicles are more spacious. If you take a look at a ground-up electric car, you'll notice that the wheelbase is closer to the front and rear of the vehicle because there's no engine. This results in more internal space, so you can save money buying a physically smaller car that is the same size inside. Electric cars are quick. In big cities, you'll see lots of electric cars. Because they don't have an engine, there are no gears to change though, so the torque is instant. This makes them brilliant for nipping through traffic and times when you need a sudden burst of speed like a highway junction. The colder the climate, the better the handling. If you live in the mountains or live further north, you'll find driving an electric car is effortless in the snow, especially if you opt for rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drivetrains. Instant heat and cooling. Most electric car owners will tell you that their favorite feature is setting a timer for their heating or AC to come on in the car. When the weather is extreme, there's nothing worse than waiting ages for your auto to defrost or cool down. Charge while you sleep. It's a myth that electric cars waste your day. They indeed take longer to fill up, but charging off your home electricity takes less than 10 seconds. You can get out of the car, plug into your home charger, and charge it overnight while you sleep. Negatives of an electric car. The main negatives everyone talks about are range, battery degradation, and electric car cost, but all three of these myths can be either debunked or challenged in ways you probably haven't considered before. Range anxiety. Ever heard that saying, "It's the driver, not the car"? Well, that's the same for running out of gas, or in this case, electricity. It's undeniable that range anxiety is a thing in electric cars, and we'd be naive not to mention it. But if you're the kind of person that runs their car on a quarter tank every week, you're probably running on less range than an electric car. Battery degradation. Battery degradation is well documented online. Some social media users have even reported losing over half their battery due to extreme heat exposure. But this isn't as much of an issue as it used to be. So if you're buying anything within warranty, you needn't worry about degradation. Are electric cars cheaper to run? There's an easy way to work out if an electric car is right for you, and that's some clever math. For our example, we'll use national averages in the USA from February 2021, but check your own car's numbers as they may differ significantly. Fuel costs. Here's a list of averages we'll be using in our calculations. Price of gasoline, $2.96 a gallon. Average fuel efficiency, 25 miles a gallon. Price of electricity, 0.113 cents per kilowatt hour. Average efficiency, 3 miles per kilowatt hour. If we divide the price by efficiency, we get the following results. Gasoline cost per mile, 11 cents per mile. Electric cost per mile, 4 cents a mile. As we can see, the rumors are true that the average electric car cost is about 1/3 the cost of gasoline. The average driver in the USA drives 13,500 miles a year, so you can now multiply the electric car cost per mile by 13,500 and work out the difference. Gasoline, $1,485 per year. Electric, $540 per year. Therefore, the total fuel savings compared to the average car come in at $945 per year. That's a huge deal. Maintenance costs. Reports in recent years have shown that typically, owners of electric vehicles are spending 1/3 of their engine equivalent's maintenance costs. So with the average American spending approximately $1,000 a year on maintenance, expect your used electric car to cost around $350 in maintenance. There will still be a small saving for new cars, albeit negligible due to more extended warranties. For example, brake pads rarely need replacing on an electric vehicle due to regenerative braking from the motor. In fact, they're used so little, the Porsche Taycan advises replacing the brake pads based on time, 6 years or 60,000 miles, in case you were wondering. And crucially, nobody knows how long the average electric car will last. The oldest electric vehicles are already outliving their gasoline counterparts. So time will tell if savings stack up further until the chassis corrodes or become write-offs. Is there a tax credit for electric cars in 2021? There is. But not for all cars, and not for everyone. As it stands, you're entitled to a $7,500 tax credit when purchasing a brand new electric car. However, that depends on whether the car company has enough credits remaining to give out. Tesla, for example, ran out of credits very quickly when their Model 3 was released, so it's worth checking first to avoid disappointment. Then, factors such as your income and how much income tax you owe that year may reduce that $7,500 amount. Plus, you can't carry any unused allowance over. And don't forget, this doesn't include used electric cars either. So it's important, therefore, to make sure you do your research before deciding to buy an electric car for this reason alone. Will electric cars become cheaper? It's hard to say. There's talk everywhere of numerous manufacturers aiming to hit price parity with their existing gasoline models by 2025, and battery prices have already dropped 90% in the last 10 years. So it's almost sure they will be cheaper, just nobody knows precisely when. That said, with the increase in supply comes an increase in demand. We're already seeing the average price of a used electric car going up in price both here and abroad. So expect a period of uncertainty until most Americans are buying an electric car, which is likely several years away. Is it worth buying an electric car in 2021? It's not surprising that countries in Europe have taken the EV adoption much quicker than the USA. Gas prices are almost double, electricity prices only fractionally higher, plus the average European has a shorter commute than the average American. Plus, in the case of the Nissan Leaf, battery degradation is more severe in warmer climates. In Scandinavia, in particular, electric cars handle exceptionally well in snow. That said, surging interest in 2020 is set to continue in 2021 and beyond as more manufacturers embrace the change. Nobody knows if Henry Ford would have predicted Ford releasing electric cars such as the Mustang Mach-E over a century later. Still, there is no denying the future is here to stay, whether you choose to embrace it now or in years to come. If you're thinking of buying an electric car but need it transporting across the country, try our car shipping cost calculator today and see if our excellent prices mean you still save money. You can find the tool at nexusautotransport.com. If you like this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Nexus Auto Transport YouTube channel.